This one again. This one hasn't got a legitimate DVD release anywhere at the moment. This is the film Terrorize. Also, I'm trying to remember, this did have an alternate name. I can't remember what it was offhand, but it's got young Rachel Ward in. And it's about some killer wearing biker leathers and a crash helmet going around decapitating people. It's also got B-movie actor Leonard Manning, who I believe was in Deodato's Cut and Run. It's not a bad movie, it's not a brilliant one either. You know, again, I'm not sure if there's anyone planning to release that in the near future, but I think it's high time it had a DVD release. This one's the Toolbox Murders. Again, this one was cut in the UK, but the distributors released it uncut in Europe. This is the uncut video. It's available uncut on DVD in the US, I just haven't got around to upgrading yet. It's about some people who live in this apartment that are going around being killed by this handyman. And he's, you know, some manic handyman with his collection of power tools. Porn star Kelly Nichols is in it, who gets shot with a nail gone through the head. Quite an entertaining film. It's I think the maniac was played by Cameron Mitchell, who was bucking the high chaparral. I think his popularity was waning at this point in his career, so he was just taking whatever films would, you know, pay his bar bills or whatever. But yeah, it is quite entertaining actually. It was remade by Toby Hooper recently, but that version isn't as good. Yeah, not a bad movie. As I say, go for the US DVD on that one. This one's Unhinged, essentially a rip-off of Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The beginning's ripped off directly from Last House on the Left. A couple of girls on the way to a rock concert have they have a car crash and then they seek refuge at this house, and they get bumped off one by one. Again, most of it's ripped off Psycho and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. There's like an overly protective mother and some guy that dresses up in women's clothing and stuff. It's a very bizarre movie. I believe the Cinema Snob's probably got a review of this somewhere on his channel, I seem to recall. It's got a commentary track by some group who call themselves the Detractors or something. That sort of makes for entertaining listening, but I don't know, it's not a brilliant movie. I think this one's released uncut here now, but I go for the US disc because it's actually got some old interviews with the cast and crew and stuff like that, so it's not a bad disc to get. Visiting Hours. Some bloke's going around killing people in a hospital and pulling plugs on life supports and stuff. It's got quite a good casting actually. It's got screen baddie Michael Ironside in as the Psycho, and William Shatner's in it, got in a minor role. Yeah, who would have thought William Shatner would ever be listed on the Video Nasties list, but there we go. It's uncut in this country now. This is the uncut US disc. Again, it's sort of okay, I suppose. I always remember the advert for this. One with I think the advert had sort of like a hospital, the lights start going out, and the ones that are left on form a picture of a skull and crossbones or something. But, not a bad movie, I suppose. Now this was, I don't know if you've heard of Paul Nash, who did a series of werewolf movies. This was one of his, The Werewolf and the Yeti. I think it was probably pictures of girls being flayed alive that got this one listed on the list, but it's not a particularly gory film by any stretch of the imagination. This one's currently out of print everywhere. It's never been released on DVD to my knowledge. This is the old Dutch video from Sunrise Tapes, uncut. Depends whether you're into Spanish horror movies or not, I suppose. It's not that gory. What else we got here? The Witch Who Came from the Sea. Very bizarre film. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you. It's uncut in this country now, but this is the US disc. I think it got included because of the phrase "Molly has her way with razors" or whatever, but very bizarre, arty sort of film. Right, this is another Jess Franco abomination. This is the film Women Behind Bars, which, to my knowledge, is only available on DVD in Germany. It's been released over there as Women's Prison 3. There is, just to confuse matters, there's another film in that country called Women Behind Bars, which is also known as Women's Prison 2, but it's the one that says Part 3 in it, that's the one that got banned in the UK. Absolutely atrocious movie, a typical Jess Franco potballer, which I would not recommend to anyone. It's basically got his actress wife Lena Romay in the lead role. She shoots her husband so she can get her hand on his stash of stolen diamonds, but ends up in a Central American prison where she's stripped naked, tied up and flogged with a whip on regular occasions along with the other female prisoners. Absolute rubbish, bad acting, bad dubbing, you name it. Typical Franco potball. I would not recommend this one to anyone. It's only the fact that it was included on the old Video Nasties list that I bothered getting it. Yeah, it gives adage to the old saying, you know, when you ban something it automatically becomes desirable. So I think the government was shooting themselves in the foot when they tried to ban these films. They just elevated them to a stature that wasn't deserving of them. Now this next one, this was Zombie Creeping Flesh, or Hell of the Living Dead to give it its American title. Also known as Night of the Zombies, I believe. An absolutely hilarious movie. Basically, it's a group of soldiers who look suspiciously like the SWAT, you know, who are dressed suspiciously similarly to the SWAT uniforms from Dawn of the Dead. They go into South America to find out why there's this zombie outbreak going on over there. Absolutely, some of the worst special effects ever seen. Some absolutely hilarious lines of dialogue. They've just been attacked by these zombies, and one of them asks the other one, "What's eating you?" It really was a hoot. There's a scene where they come across this house in the middle of the jungle and decide to check it out, and one of the soldiers finds this green tutu and a top hat and decides to put them on and go dancing around the house. Needless to say, he gets eaten by zombies. The music in this was ripped off Dawn of the Dead and Contamination. It was by the Goblins, so yeah, it's enjoyable for all the wrong reasons. Absolutely hilarious. I would thoroughly recommend you check this one out. It's available uncut in this country now under the topical Zombie Creeping Flesh, but I recommend the US disc by Anchor Bay because it's got more extras on there, so bloody hilarious film. Next up, now this is what I mentioned before, the film Xtro. This is the box set, it's got all three films on. Basically about some dad who's kidnapped by aliens and comes back to Earth several years later to get his son back. Very bizarre sort of sci-fi film. It's been released uncut here since. The UK disc, as I mentioned in my other one, it's got some scenes of dialogue missing from it. It's the same as the US DVD. There's 3 scenes of dialogue they've cut out for some strange reason. I've got them listed in my channel, so you might want to check them out to see what's missing. But well, it's not a bad sort of sci-fi film. The 2 sequels aren't half bad either if you're into cheesy, low-budget sci-fi films, so yeah, not bad. Last but by no means least, this is the film Zombie Flesh Eaters, or Zombie 2 to give its original Italian title. This has been passed by the Board of Film Censors uncut in this country now, but it hasn't actually been released on disc yet. It was only available uncut in a box set with some other films. So we're still waiting for the standalone disc on this to come out uncut, but the best version to go for is undoubtedly the Shriek Show Special Edition disc. I believe it's also available from Anchor Bay and Blue Underground over there, but it's also available uncut in Holland and other places, but for my money I'd go for the Shriek Show disc. Very good movie set on a desert island. I've mentioned it earlier. It's got Tisa Farrow in, Mia Farrow's younger sister. Bunch of people stuck on a desert island getting chased around by zombies. Richard Johnson's in it. Very fun and enjoyable film. And I think that's everything. That's all the films I've got. There are a few films that are on the list that I don't have. They are Cannibal Terror, which is another Jess Franco abomination, which I don't know whether I shall bother getting. There's a Udo Kier film, Expose, or House on Straw Hill, which is a rip-off of Straw Dogs. I'd say Cannibal Terror is out on UK DVD. I just haven't bothered getting it yet for the obvious reason. Expose, that's not out yet, although I believe Barrel Entertainment have... I believe they're planning on releasing it, so I'll have to wait and see. Andy Warhol's Frankenstein, or Flesh for Frankenstein, that's another one I haven't got yet. It is out though. Mardi Gras Massacre, I think that one's out on a grey label release, but it's VHS quality, so I might hang off and wait for that one yet. There's also Night of the Bloody Apes. That's out on cut on US DVD. I think it's by Something Weird Video or someone like that. So that's another one I intend to pick up soon. And lastly, there's the film Pranks, or The Dawn That Dripped Blood, which has got Daphne Zuniga in, who was in The Fly 2, I believe. They're the only ones I don't have out the whole, collection of 74. Other ones, obviously, I just need to upgrade onto DVD, but I've got pretty much all of them now. So yeah. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna post this up. You tell me what you think. I hope you all enjoyed this. I know ever since I mentioned I was going to be doing a video nasty one, I've had people, sending me emails and private messages saying when you're going to do it. So I hope this has been worth the wait. And till the next time. So catch you later.